Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Facebook Live today. So let's face it, 2020 was not the best for everyone. It was not a walk in the park. So 2021, really kind of hoping that it's going to be happier, healthier, and just altogether a lot better. And to help us with that, we have some really wonderful ladies from Carlson here with us today. Hi, guys. Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
So today I'm joined by Jolie Root, if you want to wave when I say your name,
Hi there.
who is a nutritionist, nurse, health educator, and well-known radio personality, as well as the Carlson Senior Nutritionist and Educator. Laurel Sterling, who's over there, hello, who is a registered dietitian, certified nutritionist, and Carlson Nutritionist and Educator. And then we've got Frizline St. Tori, who is the Carlson Technical Services Associate up there, kind of on the other side up there. Yeah, there we go. Hi. So thank you guys so much for joining us. I know our moms are really excited to hear more from you guys. Before we jump all the way in, I definitely want to share a little bit about Moms Meet for anyone who's new joining us on the stream. We're a really awesome online community of moms, dads, grandparents, caretakers, you name it, who's dedicated to living happier, healthier living, which is the whole reason we're here today too, to talk about that. So, and of course, event is brought to you by Carlson. So if you guys want to tell us a little more about Carlson, that would be awesome. Background, products, history, all that stuff.
So Carlson was founded, it's a woman-founded, woman-owned company, and was founded by our matriarch, Susan Carlson, in 1965. And Susan was a pharmacist whose father had such a positive experience with vitamin E that she started a company in order to make that vitamin E form available in the United States, because it wasn't here before that. And it grew from vitamin E into multiples and antioxidants. And then in the 1980s, we got very active in the omega-3 community and introduced the Carlson cod liver oil, the Norwegian cod liver oil, which tastes like lemon, never fishy. It's a liquid that is taste award winning. All of our liquids are taste award winning, and they honestly do not taste fishy, which is why they're so popular. And so the omega-3 category went crazy, and then vitamin D went kind of crazy. And so most people think of us as omega-3 and vitamin D, which definitely figure into our conversation about immunity right now.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. Wow, that's awesome. We always love those kinds of stories too, because it just like makes everything more like in perspective for us. And of course, we've got some really, really awesome prizes today. So 3 lucky winners are going to be taking home a Carlson Prize Pack, which is complete with a Kids Probiotic Sticks, the Kids Vitamin C Gummies, Kids Elderberry Gummies, and the MCT packets for moms. That's packed in a cute little Krabby backpack. You can kind of see it up in the corner over there with Frizz. She's got, yep. So we want to know what you guys are kind of thinking about your year for our moms out there. That's you're going to enter to win. So Frizz, can you tell us a little bit more about the different products that are in the prize pack here?
So a few of the different products that we have, I'll hit on the MCT oil first. A lot of people who are maybe doing the keto diet or want a little extra energy have been doing the MCT and coffee. And this is a wonderful packet that you can have in your product or in your coffee in the morning. Just add the MCT and you have a magic bullet blender and you put it on and you can have your coffee. The probiotics is like a cherry flavor. It's pretty good. I actually have it at my desk every single day, even though it's kids, adults can take it too. And we also have the vitamin C, which is going to be an orange flavor, and it's vegetarian. And we also have the elderberry that we're giving away, which is a berry flavor, and it's also vegetarian.
Oh, awesome. Wow, thank you. That's great. Yeah, so 3 people are going to be taking home that prize pack. Comment, share, like for your chance to win. We'll be picking and announcing winners on Monday. And like I said, let us know in the comments what you're looking forward to most in 2021, how you guys are doing so far. I mean, we're a little more than a month in now, so but I know we're going to have a lot of great information today, and I know you guys are probably going to be really interested in trying some of these products. So we do have a code for you. So if you use MOMS25, you can take 25% off Carlson products on carlsonlabs.com. So definitely make sure you're using that. Take advantage of that code because they have a ton of really awesome products, which now we get to learn more about. All right. So I know we have a lot of information to get through today, so let's just get started. We talk a lot about immune support, especially right now with everything going on in the world. It's super, super important. So what do each of you guys do to kind of just boost your own immune system? If that could be like something you do every day that you're taking, or if it's something activity you do. I know I try to get exercise every day, fresh air, that sort of thing.
Me too. I'm really into the exercising every day, the 10,000 steps.
Yep.
I live rural, so I can go out and walk and not run into anyone, which means it's safe for me to get out and walk no matter what's going on in this COVID world. I also have a little thing that I like to do, and it's this vitamin C. It's a non-GMO vitamin C crystals. And in order to get me to drink more water throughout the day, what I do is stir about half a teaspoonful in a big glass of water, and it makes it taste like lemon in water, but I'm getting a little, and not a little bit, a couple of grams of vitamin C throughout the day. And so I'm hydrated, but I'm also keeping my vitamin C levels up, which is really important for, you know, immune strength. So yeah, that's one of my things.
So, Prison Laurel. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So right now I live in central New York, and it's very, very snowy here right now. So what my daughter and I are doing is we go out daily, either on hikes, or when it's really, really cold, like today, we're going to be inside doing some exercise off of like YouTube. She likes to do the dancing stuff, so that's what we do.
That's fun.
But as far as supplements, I mean, I take a lot of them. We have our great ACEs plus zinc product here that gives you all the different antioxidants in there, in addition to a multi and probiotics daily. And also I do the vitamin D drops, which we'll be talking about today. So a variety of things. It just depends, but those are some of my staples.
Great. Chris, how about you?
I do what Laurel does. I'm going to piggyback off you, Laurel. I do my probiotics, vitamin D, vitamin C, and a multivitamin. I try to get that every day. And I try to work out at least 5 times a week, but, you know, you do what you can nowadays.
Exactly. Oh, awesome. And so I know we hear a lot about self-care as being part of a way to help your immune system, only because you're just supporting your whole body and taking care of yourself. So what are some of the self-care practices you guys do? I know I love taking baths. Like once a week, I try to get in there, sit there, and just like, it's my time. There is no TCV. There's no anything.
So I'm lucky enough to live on a farm. And one of the things that just really helps my heart is to go outdoors, go see the chickens, check on them, listen to them, you know, squawk back at me. I have 2 horses, and they literally will come when I call them from even all the way across the field. So I go out and just love on my horses. I've got a couple of big dogs, so I'm really into all of my 4-legged, and the chickens are 2-legged, but spending time with my animals. And also I've got a gratitude journal, and it was such a rough year last year, and it still feels like that, still the energy. And so I start each morning early before the rest focused on positivity.
I love that. That's awesome. Laurel, how about you?
So I have to piggyback off of Jolie. I too live on a farm and have 2 horses and chickens and a dog and a cat. And so that forces me outside all the time. And I've always been an outside nature girl because I grew up on a dairy farm. So outside's really important for me. And that's why I go outside and get my activity breaks, as well as taking mental health breaks throughout the day is really important. And I also do a gratitude journal, which, you know, they've seen in research, if you do a gratitude journal, writing 2 or 3 things down at least 30 days or so, you definitely have a boost in overall mental outlook. So that's something I've done throughout the years as well.
Wow, that's interesting. All right, Friz, you're up.
So lately I've been doing a face mask, hand mask, and foot mask at least once a week or every other week, because I'm like, I just need a little bit, because of my dry skin now, because I'm washing my hands all the time.
Yeah.
But that is one thing I try to do at least once a week or every other week.
Wow, that's a great one. I didn't even think about hand masks. I know I'm in Pennsylvania, so like everything's been pretty cold lately, so my hands are starting to get real dry. That's a great idea. I love all of those. All of them are great ideas. So we're also talking about gut health today, and I wanted to know what the connection is there. I know we have kind of talked about it at Mom's Meet a little bit about how important gut health is for immunity, but can we just get a little refresher, kind of go into why it's connected that way?
Go, Laurel.
Sure. So your gut is tied very intricately with your immune system. There's a few different things going on there. There's what's called GALT, which is gut-associated lymphoid tissue, and that's a part of what's called MALT, which is mucosal-associated lymphoid tissue. So that works with keeping the mucosal barrier nice and as it's supposed to be, working to keep and prevent any external like things coming through the gut that shouldn't. So any of the bacteria that shouldn't, or other debris. So it keeps it nice and healthy, as well as probiotics. We have over 400 different types of beneficial bacteria in our gut. People most of the time don't know that. They think of just Lactobacillus acidophilus as one of them. But the acidophilus, like I said, is one of the lactobacillus family, and that is in our upper intestines, and the bifidobacteria is mostly in the colon. And these are beneficial bacteria that create that homeostasis in the gut and help out with overall immune health, and it does a lot more than that as well. So that's just some of the ways that gut health is tied in with the immune system.
Wow. And there's some words in there that I don't think I'd be able to say, but it's so interesting to learn more about that. I mean, I feel like it's newer, but it's starting to like get to a point where people are starting to realize how important it really is.
It's interesting with the probiotics, because that is a newer science in the past 30 years. However, it's way back when they looked at the communities that were in the 1900s just having yogurt, and they were healthier than those people that weren't. So it's very interesting, and it's exploding with the probiotic area.
Awesome. So we're going to start moving into a little bit more about the Carlson products now, because I know you guys have a lot of stuff you want to talk about there. So my first question is, what are the most important nutrients and nutritional supplements for adults and kids to support their immunity right now?
So I think of this as sort of a core 4 approach. We take that approach with supplements. There's not just one single thing, but usually a little family of things that support whatever the outcome is that is your priority at the time. And immunity has definitely been our priority for the last at least year, and and long term. But so I think of, in the 4, the vitamin D, and it should be vitamin D3. And I'm going to hold up our these are Super Daily D3 drops. So it's a single drop dose. It comes in a little bottle. You turn it upside down and wait for the drop to form, and the drop drops out, and you can drop it on something that you're eating, or you can drop it on your hand and lick it. If you're nursing, you can drop it on your nipple if the baby is nursing. We've got babies and kids doses. We have doses for adults. There are several different strengths of this product, but vitamin D is sort of, in my opinion, the most important thing in terms of powering up immune function. So immune cells circulate through your body and go after invaders, and vitamin D makes all of them more powerful against whether it's virus or bacteria or whatever it is that you're dealing with. And vitamin D also increases the production of compounds, say, in your lungs, that help your lungs to fight things that come in externally that are unhealthy. So start with vitamin D, omega-3s right there with them. So, if you were going to pick 2, vitamin D and omega-3s, but I also say that a multivitamin is very important in any supplement regimen. And then finally, zinc. As a mineral, we kind of think of zinc as the gatekeeper of the immune system. So I know I mentioned vitamin C earlier. There are a lot of nutrients that play a role in strengthening immunity. And what we have learned over this last year is the people with better nutritional status don't get as sick as the people who have very poor diets or very poor nutritional status. So it's just important to pay that in mind. And for the kids, Laurel's going to talk to us.
All right.
Yes. So for kids, again, it is very similar. Basically, things that Jolie touched upon. So the vitamin D drops, and we have a kids super daily, if you can see that, and there's also a baby's. So there's the different amounts, 400 IUs or 600, and this follows the guidelines of the recommendations, and they're so simple that it's the gravity feed that Jolie talked about, and you basically can hold it like this, and eventually it'll drop out, and you don't want to shake it. You just kind of see it starting to form and drop, and then you can take it. You can put it into foods, or you can put it onto a spoon, or the kids, they can put it right, onto the spoon and just take it. My daughter, I started her out on the omegas. That's another one that's really important, and I'll just show a little picture of her. This isn't her now, but this was when she was little. And so we had her taking the omegas in the liquid form, and she didn't balk at it all. She absolutely loved it, and I just put it right onto the spoon, and she took it. It's the lemon flavor, and that's still her favorite one. Now that she's older, she's 13, she likes to take the pills because it's just easier to take them. I line them up as she's running out the door, and she'll take her probiotic and her D. She also takes some K too, and what else? The omegas. So, and zinc. That's another really important one. We have the great chewable zincs right here, and they're in a fun little flavor and shape. So that's a 15 milligram. Kids can take that. Again, they're just really tasty. We really try to give different delivery systems for all of them to choose from, and even for the adults, because adults like the chewables as well now too, and things that are quick and easy. So basically, like I said, the omegas, which help out with modulating the immune system, D, which Jolie talked about, zinc, and probiotics definitely are the core ones right now.
And I just want to add something for moms, because sometimes kids are just a little, pushing back about the idea of taking a supplement. But I used to put the liquid fish oils in just about anything. Even if you're cooking something, once the cooking is done, you can even add it in. But let me just say, my nephew came to live with me when he was 13, and he had some issues, and he needed omega-3s. And I used our liquids, and you can put it on popcorn, and they will eat it up. You could put it in salsa with chips and salsa. They eat it right up. For him, I used to literally brush it on slices of pizza because, again, the flavor is lemon. It isn't fishy. My daughter loved it over avocado chunks. So smoothies, we're going to talk about smoothies, and they go right into smoothies. So with either the lemon or the orange flavor of the liquid omega-3s, the vitamin D has no flavor, so you can literally drop it into anything that they're going to eat the whole thing. I did a little video, and I dropped it onto a little spoonful of applesauce. So with babies, any of the as soon as they're starting to eat the baby food, these things can be stirred right into the food that they eat. I used to put the omega-3 on my daughter's teething biscuits when she was an infant, and now this is her, and she's 25 now, and she's she's a trauma therapist, but so it all turned out okay. All this good nutrition, I built a super baby, and she turned out really well. But moms can be very creative about the way that they introduce for kids that are a little resistant, and also, guess what, husbands. Your husband doesn't have to know that there's fish oil in his bowl of chili at the Super Bowl, and he eats it, and you're protecting his heart. So, moms need to be creative.
Sneaky chef. We're do some sneaky chef ideas, which is what we're doing today with smoothies, putting everything in that.
Oh, that's awesome. I know you also have some other immune supporting products. You mentioned the elderberry gummies, and then some vitamin C gummies, some other ones. Can you guys talk to us a little bit more about those?
Well, yes. So the elderberry gummies, the black elderberry, what elderberry, you sometimes see it in syrups, is another way that you see them out in the marketplace. But elderberry has a characteristic, and it's got compounds in there called proanthocyanins, and that's what gives the elderberries their dark color. It's like blueberries, even red wine has some of these anthocyanins in it. So the colors in strongly colored foods like fruits and vegetables actually have some very strong healing compounds in them. And the black elderberries really support a more robust immune response. And the elderberry gummies, the problem with our gummies is they taste so good that you want to keep them high up in the kitchen, because even our owner's son, who was in high school at the time, like polished off an entire bottle of one of our new gummy formulas and then came out and said, "Is this a problem, Mom?" So you got to be a little careful, like dole them out the appropriate doses. But the elderberry gummies, the vitamin C gummies, are delicious. And again, for people that are a little resistant to taking things, or you're just sick of taking so many pills, the gummies make it easy to, dose people in a very, they look forward to it. It's kind of like dessert.
That's funny. I could see myself doing that. I know I've tried some other gummies before for vitamins, and I'm always like, maybe I'll just take 2 or 3 tonight.
That much D can I take?
Yeah, exactly. So I know that there are some other nutritional supplements for children as well. I have a little list here. It's the chewable iron, the lutein gummies, super daily K2, and a couple of other ones that are fish oil, I think. So I think Laurel, you're going to take this, right? I know you were talking about the kid stuff earlier.
Yeah. So we have this iron that's available for kids. It's 15 milligrams, tasty, chewable. It's a natural strawberry flavor. Yeah. And this is really important for energy too, because, if the kids are starting to get lethargic and it's in a non-constipating type form, it's a glycinate, which is a nice form. And like I said, it's tasty. So this is important for them to think about adding in. And also the lutein gummies. Now, this is really important right now, the lutein, zeaxanthin, with all that screen time now that we're getting. And my daughter is on the screen now 3 days a week, and also at school 2 days. So they're getting a lot of that glare. And so this is great with the lutein and zeaxanthin that protect the eyes. And it's from a non-GMO marigold. So you think about the color of the marigold, that's the colors within the retina. It's very interesting. So those are really important for the eye health, because again, we're all being challenged, as we can see right here, with eye health issues, being on the computer all the time. And again, so tasty. They're in a natural mango flavor. Yum. We also have I don't have the bottles, but we have you can see in the back of Frizz's screen there with the cod liver oil, the liquid. We have a kids in the lemon flavor, and we also have a very finest fish oil that's in the lemon and orange flavor. And the cod liver oil has benefits over the very finest. They're both great formulas, but if you're taking a multi with enough D and A in there, you may want to right now take possibly the very finest. Whereas if you're not, and in this the time of year where you need more vitamin A and D with immunity and eye health, there you go. There's one that Julie has right there. And I have it in our packets, but I don't have it in the bottle. But again, tasty, very, very tasty. You can take it right off the spoon. The cod liver oil, again, the benefits with the D and the A in there, so they're wonderful. Some people gravitate towards the cod this time of year because we need a little bit more of that immune support. Otherwise, we have the very finest as a great option. Again, these are ones, as Julie mentioned, you can take right off the spoon, or there are all those sneaky ways that you can get it into a yogurt. You can stir it into a yogurt, or there's just so many different ways. You mentioned like in guacamole and putting it over a salad, if kids eat salads. So, and the K is really important as well too. Kids aren't eating very much of the greens where you'll find K, or in the K2 form that's coming from natto, which is a Japanese fermented. So we're not really eating that, or kefir. So those are ways that you can get in K. And that's really important to work along with vitamin D and the bone health too. So those are just some great ones to think about, adding in addition.
Wow. Awesome. Yeah, definitely the sneaky ways for some of those too. I feel like, especially with some of the younger kids, you just don't even need to mention that they're getting that stuff. Just be like, here's a smoothie.
Right. Well, I found if you introduce them young enough, because I saw clients and they tried to introduce it to a child at like say age 9, and they were like, no, I don't want. Even adults, when we go to shows, fish oil, no. But we tell them, just smell it first. It smells so wonderful and it tastes exactly like that. And so once you open it, you make sure that you keep it in the refrigerator, because that keeps it fresher as well. That nice flavor.
Perfect. So I know we were just joking about all the different ways that you can sneak stuff in for your kids. So I know Frizz up here has a little smoothie that she was demoing for us. So how else can we sneak them in? I don't know if you have are you gonna make the smoothie? I can't remember. Yeah.
I did make the smoothie earlier.
Okay, perfect.
Adults and kids can have the smoothie, and I put a bunch of products in it. So you can add fish oil. I added the probiotics, and I added actually the vitamin D all in the smoothie. And it's easy to make. You just pick whatever favorite fruits that you like. And then I added yogurt and oat milk, and the smoothie is ready to go. So you get 3 in 1, and they'll never know.
Perfect. And I also know that we're doing a program right now with the kids probiotic sticks. So I don't know if someone wants to talk a little bit more about that, just in case any of our moms who are part of that program are watching today.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead. You can talk about them.
So the kids probiotic sticks, we wanted to do something to help kids. Kids have a tendency to just, put everything in their mouth. And
there it is.
The probiotic sticks, like Laurel talked about, galt and malt. But just think of it this way. We know that we've got hundreds, if not thousands, of different bacteria that are in the gut. And then also our kids go out and see something on the ground and put it in their mouth if they're young enough. My daughter put a frog, I am not kidding, in Florida, in her mouth when she was about 18 months old, while 3 mothers were standing there yelling, no! And I thought, oh my God. So everything that goes in our mouth goes through our gut, and we're either creating a healthy gut or we're doing something in the other direction. The probiotics have live organisms that actually set up housekeeping in your gut, and they fight the pathogenic bacteria. So E. coli or any number of different pathogens that you think of that could come in your food supply, or even that you touch something and it gets in your system, circulation goes through the gut. And when the probiotics are there in an active enough colony, they really overpower and overcome the pathogenic bacteria. And it's not just about the health of the gut. It is about that. But in the gut, in the small intestine where the probiotics are most active, that's where all the absorption of all of the nutrients that are in your foods and even in your supplements takes place. And so when you have a healthier surface, the mucous membranes that Laurel talked about, the brush border in the small intestine, when you don't have inflammation there, when you don't have an infection there, then your whole body is healthier. And if you do have infection there, or you do have inflammation there, those pathogens leak through the lining of the gut, go in the bloodstream to all the remote places in your body. And you can have disordered thinking, you can have mood swings, you can have depression, you can have all kinds of issues with short-term and long-term memory. And there are more receptors for the neurotransmitters that support healthy mood in the gut than there even are in the brain. So that's one example. Another example is for people like me that are a little bit older, if there are real big gut issues going on, then there are inflammatory compounds that migrate to places like your joints. So for so many reasons, you want the gut to be healthy, and it's really important to start with the youngest of us, because children are really vulnerable to the things in the environment that can weaken our systems. And so we did the kids probiotic sticks because they taste fabulous. You can just do them straight, like remember the candy that used to come in the straws? You can just do it that way. But you can also, like Friz said, put it in a smoothie, put it in juice, stir it into yogurt, and you're just creating a much healthier child and getting more bang for your buck with all of the healthy foods that they're eating, and also any of the nutrients that you're supplementing them with as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing so much information. I know we're going a little over time here, but everything has been so informative. And I just want to make sure I share this code again before we get offline. So it's MOMS25 for 25% off Carlson products on the carlsonlabs.com website. You definitely want to take advantage of it. I know we talked about a lot of products today, so you want to go ahead and use that. Thank you so much for everyone for tuning in today. Thank you three for sharing all this information with us. It's been so wonderful chatting with you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we'll see everybody next time. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.